My name is Sonikqua Walker. I'm a representative for Jamaica's 400-meter event. Made finals twice in 2015 and 2016. Jamaica born, was born there, but I was raised in the States most of my life, so that's why my accent is the way it is.
Take us a little bit back on your childhood days and the schools you would have attended in Jamaica.
Okay, so I went to Bethel Basic School, which is across the street from Sabina Park, and then I went to Holy Family Primary School, which is in South by downtown Kingston. Most of you would know. Childhood, it was all fun. It wasn't up to me to leave, but based on my family history and stuff like that, they felt it was best to move abroad. So once I moved abroad, I went to Canada for a little while and then made my way to the States. But as far as being raised in Jamaica, I mean, I loved it. I go home as often, sometimes 2-3 times a year, as much as I can. My whole entire family, brothers and sisters, are still in Jamaica. Mom, all of that, whole family's still there.
How did you get started in track and field?
Field day down at Breezy Castle. I don't know if you guys know where that is. Yeah, so field day. When I was at Holy Family, they had field day down there. I did track. They felt that I was good at it. I made the track team. Didn't even know I made the track team until the following Monday at school. I had track practice, and since then, it's been a part of my life. So I was probably like 5 or 6 when I started. So yeah.
Then when you went off to Canada and the States, you decided that I love track and field, so I have to continue. I have to find a school where I can do track and field.
Yeah, so the funny thing about that is when I got to Canada, I actually didn't do track. In the first couple years in the States, I didn't do track either. It was my freshman year of high school. My coach was just like, "You're extremely too fast for basketball, so you need to go to track." And ever since then, did really well in the state of Georgia in high school. Got scouted by a lot of colleges, and I ended up picking Ohio State because I felt like that was the best fit. And since there, had a phenomenal career, I feel like, at the university.
Big Ten champion on 3 occasions?
Yes.
3 occasions. Talk a little bit about your career at Ohio State now.
At Ohio State, my PR in the 400 came out of college with 51.5, in the 200, 23.2. I won the 400 my senior year of college, but won the relays multiple times. So 3-time Big Ten champion, went to NCAAs quite a few times, came out of the region in the top 3 majority of my college years. So it was a good career if you ask me. Did well in the 800, not my thing. Did well in the 600. So all around, it was a good time, actually.
During that time in college, how much did you follow up on Jamaica's track and field? How much did you watch Jamaica's track and field? And what would you say would have been the highlight of Jamaica's track and field for you, say, in the last 10 years?
Okay, well, that's easy because I knew from a very, very young time when I decided I was going to continue to do track that I was going to run from my home country. That wasn't even a question, was never a thought. Me and my family discussed it. So that was already a guarantee that that was going to happen. So I followed it a lot, to be quite honest. And I would say the highlight for me was when I was finally able to go back home when my university asked me if I wanted to go to the 2015 World Outdoor Championship trials. And I was able to make finals in the 400. So to be in the environment, the atmosphere at the National Stadium, it was phenomenal because no one knew who I was, but yet when my name was mentioned, you would have thought I've been running for Jamaica all my life. So when I experienced that moment, I knew, yeah, I made the right decision. So that was my highlight.
2015, you first made the Jamaica team.
Yes.
Medal in the 4x4
Yes.
at the NACAC Senior Championships,
Yes.
that was, and 2016 NACAC Under 23 Championships. Tell us about your time now representing Jamaica wearing that black, green, and gold.
So right now, since I'm making my transition from collegiate to professional, it hasn't quite been easy. Last year trials was a little difficult for me because it was my first year out, but now I'm in a new program, a new environment with a new coach. The training is going much better than expected, much better than last year. So I'm excited, even though there's no big competition this summer, to go back to trials, see where I am amongst the girls again, and then get ready for next year to represent.
spoke about a new coach. Sanjay here is the person. What's it like working with Sanjay here?
It's actually really good. So him and I are both new to each other, so we're both trying to get accustomed to each other. Like I said, it's my first year out, so it's my first year in his program. He's a good coach. You can tell that he knows the basics, he knows the techniques, he knows everything that's going to prepare you to do well. So I'm excited to see how my season is going to progress under his program and what we're going to be able to do in the next following years.
51.5 out of college. You believe with his program, within another year or two, you should be going closer to that sub 50 barrier?
Closer. Sub 50, definitely. We need to hit this 50 point. I believe his program could take me there. Working on the speed, working on my fitness and everything like that. So yeah, 50 point, and definitely expectations is to be able to run 49.
And you mentioned no major championships this year. What's the ultimate goal for you this year, heading into majors the next 2 years?
Well, the main focus for me is being able to understand his program, seeing what it does for my body, what works for my body, what doesn't work for my body. This year, working on a lot of techniques, working on my mechanics, so that next year things will be a little bit easier, stay away from any kind of injuries, anything like that.
We won the World Championships 4x4 in 2015. What do you think of our quarter milers?
The Jamaican quarter milers, they are some strong females. They are some competitive females. It is not easy whatsoever. They're just as fit, as strong, and as fast as any other country, if not faster. So it is not something that's easy. It's not an easy team to make for the women's 400. It's always a stacked field. You go into the championships thinking one thing, you come out thinking a whole nother thing, because you never know what to expect with the girls. So it's a very strong field to try to make, but I feel like I can do it.